So I know that I said that I wasn't going to do heavy topics, but with the events that are unfolding really around the world, I kind of feel that it's necessary. So I mean, these verses are important. They have to be talked about. So with that being said, we're gonna jump right in and. There is a lot going on. There's kind of countries teaming up against countries, who can trust who, world leaders and all kinds of stuff going on right now. And a lot of it is inspired because of the actions of North Korea. And we'll talk about that and how this ties into, biblical preachings that took place, 2,000 years ago. So let's jump right into it, and I'll go ahead and read the verse, and we can talk about it, just like last week. And so this is week 2, a heavy week. So we're gonna go to Matthew 24:6, and we will go all the way down to 8, or maybe stretch down to 10. So roughly Matthew 24:6 to 10. So if you want to follow along, go look it up yourself. Go for it. And here we go. So, you will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All of these are the beginning of birth pains. Sorry if I kind of stuttered there. Then you will be handed over and persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all the nations because of me. So pretty heavy stuff. With verses like that, there's a lot of verses that, I feel that you need to, word by word, pick it apart. There will be wars and talks of wars. That is, that part of it specific is what inspired me to do this video, because of just everything going on. There's a lot in the Middle East going on right now. There's a lot with North Korea right now going on. And, I think there is all the signs lighting up, of upcoming end times. And, that could be in my lifetime. It could not be. It could be hundreds of years from now. It could be the next decade. I don't know, Nobody knows. That's probably part of the scariest part of it. But, it's something that we will get through, depending on whether or not I'm still here to endure it. I don't know. But the signs are lining up, and it's getting worse and worse with each year. As more time passes, when you look at it historically and biblically, they both kind of match up. The 2 world wars, Vietnam, and just other wars too, ones that America wasn't involved in. There's Syrian civil war, there's wars across the planet, So I think the signs are definitely lining up. And we, Americans, I don't know who's watching this, but, the world is definitely showing these signs, especially with North Korea and threats and, just things going around, missiles landing in the Japanese Sea, threats, and there is certainly a buzz right now, a fear that war is coming, and that is exactly what rumors of war is, and it also mentioned that there will be famines, and that's another one that I felt was is something that you need to look deeply into the actual word-by-word meaning of it. Of course, I am using, I think this is a New International Version. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm using an NIV. I don't know what you read out of. But, of course, it's written differently, but it's all the same message. But mine said, there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. What I thought was most important of that is, in the end, it says various places. And what's significant about that is, you'll take that and you'll say, okay, I mean, there's going to be famines and earthquakes. I mean, when was the last major earthquake in America? When was the last famine in America? Like the Great Depression, maybe? All that. You say that, but it's like the various places part of it. I mean, look at Africa. Look at, the famines that strike there. I mean, that's kind of like it's not just like a famine. It's kind of like that's norm for them, unfortunately, So the signs are lining up. And earthquakes, I mean, there's been natural disasters all over the world. The weather, people like to point fingers to, climate change and global warming and that, that, I don't know what your stance, this isn't political. Whatever your stance is on that, whether you think man did it or if you think it's natural or if you think God's behind it, all that matters is it is happening. Climates are changing. I personally, I don't believe that it's from man or pollution. No, I don't really know. Let's not talk about that. But it is happening. And, it talked about in other scriptures we can talk about later that there will be season changes, that you can't tell the difference in, climate and all this is lining up, famines all over the world. No, my dog is being very noisy today, so I'm sorry about that. She only does this when I film. Only does it when I film. Isn't that right, Crosley? You want to say hi to him real quick? Oh, say hi to Crosley so she can get it out of her system, because that's what she wants. There she is. Okay. Sorry about that. And so, all the signs are lining up. It's undoubtable. And honestly, I don't know if the U.S. will go into war. I don't know if China will go into war, if Russia, There's all these things. Every time I get on the news, you see North Korea tested another missile. North Korea is closer to, forming a nuke that can reach the U.S. There's all these rumors and talks of wars. One of the biggest signs. And, it's not just that. There's other stuff that is lined up. It said the persecution of Christians, which is going on all throughout the Middle East. ISIS, you see it all. You hear about it all the time. I don't think people realize the significance of it. But, there's Christians out there getting their heads chopped off, Homosexuals being pushed off of buildings. There are all kinds of, forms of persecution and negativity and hatred and, the Holocaust. I mean, yeah, it was like 70 years ago, but really, historically, it's kind of all happening in the same time period. So, that's the truth. I mean, a lot of people try to argue with faith and say, how much of it is based on faith. And, I brought the biblical portion and the facts to you. And, they are both lining up. And that is part of the reason why I believe that, this is the truth. Because it's like, it predicted a lot of what is going on now. And this was, teachings from years ago, thousands. So a lot of what it says is happening now, and I encourage you to look deeper into it and share your input below. And I didn't want to do something heavy like this, but could you hold on? I'm filming, please, watch. Anyway, a lot of it is lining up, and I didn't want to do something heavy like this, but unfortunately, I was just so pressured by all the things going on with, like, North Korea and just other, talks. So, with it, I just felt like it was necessary. Maybe next week will be a lighter, smoother verse, but, the big ones like this, they are important, and they have to be talked about. So, please share your opinions below, what you think is going on. Not trying to, get on here and sound like a religious nut every week, but, I just kind of feel like somebody needs to talk about it. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you made it to the end of the video, and I hope to hear what you guys have to say. I'll speak with you all again soon, and watch out for those wars.